Hey everyone, I just wanted to start off, first off, by introducing myself. I know I haven't done a team call in a while. So I am Angel. I am one of the coaches. I have been a Star Diamond coach for quite some time now. I'm one of Julie's coaches. And I am a mom of two. My son is 3.5, my daughter's 2. And I'm also a single stay-at-home mom. So for all of you ladies out there that are just like me, you can totally make it happen. You just got to do it. So I've been a coach for about 3.5 years. And I really wanted to start off this call, not just with an introduction, but I know that I saw some concern. I mean, I see it all the time happen in the Pure Synergy coach group, in my own coach group, where coaches, they get the feeling like things aren't happening fast enough. And I just want to kind of touch on that because I was totally one of those people. I think most of us that have seen some success were one of those people in the beginning. But it's so important to always remember, first off, why you're doing this, and second, that this is not a get-quick scheme. This is building a business from the ground up. You are building relationships. You are getting people to know you, getting them to trust you. And I mean, a lot of us, we didn't sign up the first time our coach asked us to join a challenge group or to join as a coach. I can tell you I was incredibly resistant to Shakeology. I thought coaching was stupid, that it was never something that I could see myself ever doing. I actually thought Shakeology was an overpriced protein shake. I called my original coach crazy for drinking it. She's also my best friend, so I was allowed to say that kind of stuff. But my point is that it's because we didn't see the value at first. It's because those people don't see the value at first. You have to continually let them know that this works, and you do that by following up with them. You do that by being the proof that the product works. And please, for the love of God, people, do your personal development because you need it. You need it in order to grow as a person, and you need it to grow your business, hands down. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just a very short story, because I know Julie would absolutely love for me to tell it. I was one of those coaches that was incredibly resistant to basically everything. I'm very stubborn. And I didn't think that I needed personal development. Again, it was stupid. And I didn't do it. So this was back before Julie was a big hotshot. And and she used to do these calls, just these individual calls with some of her coaches. And I said that I wanted them. So I kept missing calls with her, and I would just not show up. And so finally she had it up to here with me, and she was like, listen, you have to read an entire personal development book. I think it was GoPro. She was like, you have to read that entire book before I will have a call with you. And I was like, fuck, she's totally serious about this. So I read the entire book within a week. And what happened in that week was there was the opportunity to go to my first Super Saturday. And it just so happened that my ex-husband didn't want to go with me, and I messaged Julie, and I was like, I don't know anybody, I don't want to go. And I had been reading the chapter in GoPro about the importance of events, and she was like, listen, you're never going to grow your business, you're never going to grow anything if you don't just step outside of your comfort zone. I called her a bitch, not to her face, but I went, even though I was very reluctant to. And it was that day that I heard a coach, talk about how she completely went from like making absolutely no money to making, I want to say $20,000 in a year. These are all minute details, but basically that was the day that changed myself. It changed my business, and it changed my attitude towards personal development. So for all of you guys out there, for one, that don't do personal development, you need to start doing it. And two, you have to remember once again, that this is a relationship building business. It's not going to happen overnight. $140 to us, we're like, yeah, it's totally worth it. But to other people, especially if they haven't gotten to the level that we're at, they aren't going to see that value yet. And we have to be the ones, we are the coaches that need to show them that this is worth it. And we do that by staying consistent and remembering why we're doing this. And another very, very short story is I want to talk about like this. Okay, so it's awesome to get recognition, and we get so much recognition in the Beachbody world. And a huge reason why I love doing this is just because of the people that I help, the people that I reach, and the lives that I touch. And I actually, it's happened a couple times to me recently where I've received gifts in the mail from just customers or coaches that I had just for no reason, just because they love me. And it's like awesome. But I just got this mug in the mail today. It says, "Pretty girls turn heads, fit girls break necks." And it was from one of my followers on Facebook who he's never bought anything from me. He's never joined I know, it's awesome, isn't it? He's never joined a group yet. He wants to. He's talked to me, but I wish I brought the note in here that he wrote me. It was basically just saying, thank you for being an inspiration, and I am very grateful that I have met you and you're my friend now. It's that kind of stuff. I've never made a penny off of this man, but it's these kind of things. I mean, like, you don't need to receive gifts in order to know that you're appreciated, but you guys are making differences in the world. Just remember that, even when your bank account isn't matching that, because it will eventually. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. All right, so tonight, what my actual topic is I am always the go-to person about, I don't run ongoing challenge groups. I run monthly challenge groups. And I run very effective ones. It's so effective so that I have not had to change anything like within a year. It's just basically the same exact thing that I do every single month, and it works every time because it's very effective. So I'm going to screen share if I can figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, that's Excel. All right, here we go. Of course I clicked out of this group. All right, so this is my challenge group. What I do every single month is I make a new themed group. They're always 30 days. They can be any program. You don't have to do that exact same thing. That's just what I do. And obviously these tips can be totally tailored to you guys, but take them and run with them. So I run 30-day groups. And what I do in these groups, first of all, is I let my coaches join, especially my discount coaches. I have coaches who are not discount coaches that have branched off and do their own, but a lot of them like to participate in mine just because they are they're very engaging. There's a lot going on in my challenge groups all the time. So how I keep people engaged is it's so incredibly simple. So when I started coaching, first of all, if you guys can see this number in here, there's 48 members. That's a mix of coaches and customers. And I want you guys to know, especially because of the points that I just made, when I started doing challenge groups, they most certainly did not have close to 50 people in them, not even close. They had very few people. I actually used to just throw people into other coaches' challenge groups, including Julie. And it got to the point where I realized that because I was putting my challengers in other people's in other people's groups, I was not engaging enough with them. And so I started branching off and doing my own. And I did a lot of trial and error. So what I do is I have a point system. So let me see if I can click into here. All right, here we go. All right, so I have a point system. I used to just have people post random things. A lot of the things that I would post wouldn't even have questions attached to it, and that was a huge, huge, huge thing for me. I'm very competitive. I like to have my eye on a prize. So what I started doing was I made things have points attached to them. And if people posted those things in the group, they would earn points. And I want to be clear with my groups, only challengers get points, not my coaches, because my coaches are already getting the discount. They already, they're able to add people in themselves. I 100% encourage my coaches to participate, but they just don't participate for points. And so what this point system is basically referring a committing challenger. That's 100 points because, hello, why don't we like referrals? Like, we love them. You want to, or I have people post their weekly meal plan. And I always say by Sunday just to kind of like give them a little deadline, but I'm not super strict about it. Like if somebody posted on Monday or Tuesday, I'm not going to not give them points. And I assign that to be one of the highest ones because I know that nutrition is basically the most important aspect of a group. Posting their updated measurements and photos, that's 30 points. Sharing a recipe daily, 20 points. Posting post-workout accountability, that can be like photos, it can be just a post, a video. I actually have so many people making videos now, and that's 15 points. And then answering a daily post, which I always make sure that there is a question attached to my daily post, the daily pinned post, so that way there's always something to answer. So I even tell them over here, in order to receive points, they must tag their sponsor coach. Also, one of the things I'm not super strict about because I found a different way in order to tally points. I used to just search my name, and now I don't do that because I'm telling you, my groups are like bananas. Yeah, that's how I run my point system. And it has completely transformed my challenge groups. And it's because people they know what to post in order to get points, and they want to win a prize. And something else that I have started to, and let me say about the prize. The prize isn't like this grand, amazing, you're going to get $100 gift card or anything like that. It's really not. It's like, it's tailored to the challenger that wins. And sometimes I'll send a team shirt, sometimes I'll send a bracelet, sometimes I'll send a gift card, sometimes it's just like random different things that I know that challenger will like. And like I said, I have my coaches add their challengers into my groups. So because they do that, if their challenger wins the entire challenge group, whatever coach's challenger wins, that's the coach that's responsible for the gift. So it allows both myself and my coaches to have an outlet for our challengers that's engaging, which is so important because this is like the first spot that they're getting into in order to join our community. And I am huge on the community. I'm huge on the support. That is so much more to me than the financial aspect is. So something that I started doing, hold on, I gotta take a sip. And I swear it's not wine, it's tea. I'm coming down with a cold. So, so I started doing success partners, and I really got this idea. I actually got this idea from one of my coaches, Jill, and she did this. I don't know if she did it in one of her groups, but we know what success partners are in the Beachbody world. It's another coach that you work with, that you bounce ideas off of, that you have hold you accountable. So by joining a group, obviously they get that accountability from me as their coach. They get the accountability from the group, but I go a step further and I assign people accountability partners. This has been amazing in helping people feel more connected to the sorry, got distracted. It helps them feel more connected to the actual group itself. And there's somebody that is there's somebody tagging them basically in every single post that they're making. And that helps that challenger stay engaged. That helps that challenger stay supported. And by staying engaged and staying inspired and motivated, they are going to get better results, which translates to them wanting to stay in the groups. I'm telling you guys, I have so many people that just don't want to leave the group. Like, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I should really just start kicking people out because like they just won't go, especially my coaches. And I'm like, come on, you guys need to actually start running your own here. But it's because my groups, they're kick ass. I'm not lying, you know, like brush off my shoulders. I'm not gonna lie. But it's because I implement this point system and this accountability partner system. So basically what I say, if you guys have read this while I've been talking, it says, here are success partners for this challenge. Is this required? No, but you guys are getting to know each other, you're motivating each other and supporting each other, and it will help both of you come out of your shells and get the kind of results that you want, which is completely 150% accurate. So I have them add each other on Facebook and tag each other in posts and check in for daily accountability. I also give people the option, if you do not wish to be included, let me know so I can adjust, and if their partner isn't participating, to let me know also, and I will pair them up with somebody new. And I know that there's questions popping up. I will totally go over them after this is done being shared, just because you can't even see them right now anyways. All right, so there's that. What else do I do? Okay, so the first, this is my beautiful face right here. The first day, actually, I think I do this probably the day before it actually begins, and I go live in my group. I used to just do like an actual video, but I go live and I tell them basically how the group runs. I tell them when I'll be assigning success partners. I show them, like, it's really nice to have this live feature because I get to show them. I have them set live notifications, which is like exactly where this is at right now. I have them add the group to their favorites so that way they never don't know where to go. It's very easily accessible. And I show them where the album is, which is the points album. So like I clicked on the exact right point apparently. And I show them where they can find their points. And I will show you guys that in just a minute. I show them where the daily pinned post is. I always make sure to tell people, if you're on mobile, do you actually have to check the pinned, like you have to click the pinned post, because a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people check these things from their phones. I babble a lot. That's pretty normal. And I think at the end of this video, I just basically have them introduce themselves, and that's about it. I tell them that I'll be assigning success partners, that kind of stuff. And then I have this, it's right in the files, so anybody can click on it and see it. And I have the challengers and their points. So as you can see in here, Stacy, another coach on the team, she has hers and I have mine. And I used to update daily, but as you can see, if I were to update daily, I would just be taking forever. So what I do is I update every few days. Sometimes I get like lost and I update like every week. I try not to, but it happens. So I just use that point system. I know it by heart. I've been doing it for like over a year, probably a year and a half by now. And I just update points, and that way they can see when the last time I updated was. So September 13th is today. So yeah, it's been about a week since I've done it. Slacking. All right, so that's that right there. And that is basically how I run my groups. One thing that I would like to notice, like, this is not me, obviously. This is one of my coaches, and something that I have started doing in the last maybe 6 months or so is I used to have scripts, and I still have scripts, and it's all scripts that I've made up, and I had about 3 or 4 that I rotated through, and it got to the point, because like I said, I have so many continuing challengers and so many, I think I can probably stop sharing this. I have so many continuing challengers that it was like, I just felt like I was repeating the same thing over and over and over again. And it was just, I don't know, I got so sick of them. So what I started doing was I asked some of the leaders on my team if they wanted to start posting too. So for one, it takes some of the posting off of my back, and two, it gives them leadership skills in order to run their own groups as well, which some of them have started branching off and doing that themselves. So some of the things that I use as daily posts, I like to try and groom my challengers to be coaches, and that's through daily posts. So I post links to podcasts all the time. I love to do recognition posts. Recognition posts are freaking awesome. And what I mean by this is I literally, I will say something like, I don't know, I always talk about how it happens a lot on Thursdays, wonder why, how Thursdays are recognition in the Beachbody world, and how I'll just say tag a challenger that's been inspiring you and tell them why. And so people will do that, and then they'll just continue starting to tag other people. So it's like this giant love fest post of just everybody loving on each other, and it's awesome. And that's why I really, really, really love the community. It's like my challenge groups, they're not just these groups that people pop in and out of. My challenge groups are literally a family. We have just gotten so close, and we welcome people in with open arms, and it's been amazing for my business. It's been amazing for my coaches. I have so many coaches that are just discount coaches that I highly doubt will ever leave just because they love the community just as much as I do. And it's always there. There are still people that fall off. There's still, I don't have every single person that purchases a challenge pack from me, they don't always run with it. There's a lot of people that don't do anything with it. Regardless of this, it just depends on the person, and it depends on if they have that strong enough why themselves, if they see the value enough themselves. So don't feel like you're a failure if it doesn't work for one or two people. There are some months that I have like 2 challengers participating out of like 10, and I'm like, come on guys, really? But it happens. It happens to all of us. And like I said, I've been doing this for 3.5 years, so don't get discouraged by that. All right, so if you guys have questions, post them. I'm going to try and go through these right now. I'm going to take a sip in the meantime. All right. You guys are just loving on me. I love it. We have a new coach trying to join in. Okay, that's probably handled. Do I run these on Facebook or the app? I run them all on Facebook. This is the first month I've ever used the app. And I don't know if I'm going to continue using it. I might, because people are using it, but I do everything on Facebook. And I know personally my challengers have kind of expressed that they like the Facebook group more because it's just so easy to engage in, and it's very easy. I love being able to go live in my group if I have something to say. People post their videos all the time. They aren't able to do that on the app. And I think it's really, really awesome that people actually do post their videos, because there are some people that will start off and they're like, I'm not gonna show my before pictures. They'll take their before pictures, but they're like, I'm not gonna show it. But because there's so many other people doing it, they're like, you know what? You guys have inspired me to do this because I feel okay enough. And that goes back to that community and that family and support. So everything is on Facebook. And Christine, I saw you just had another question pop up. Do I keep the same Facebook group and switch the name and pics? No, I make a new one every single month. And actually, it's going to be something that I talk about at the end of the call, but I've been doing for the past few months a challenge group sneak peek. So I have actually done a team call on that before. So I challenge you guys to all go back and make sure you rewatch that team call on running challenge group sneak peeks. I can't talk tonight. So I run challenge group sneak peeks, and that's in a separate group. And so I basically in those groups, like I said, watch the team call on it. That group converts to the new group, and I add people in usually Fridays and Saturdays before the challenge group starts. I run a challenge group every single month, just one. I used to run them on the first Monday of the month, then I switched them to the second Monday of the month. Then the health bet kind of screwed up my schedule, so now I have to run them on the first Monday of the month again. So it's just an adjustment. But yeah, I switch it every single month, different theme, different group. And I typically go through and I delete my old groups too. But I have a lot that I still have to go through and save all of the posts that my coaches and myself have made, because I save all of those posts into scripts. So that way I can give them to my coaches, especially my newer coaches that would like to run their own together. They don't have to worry about posting new things. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to go over. The types of things that I post, I kind of got sidetracked. I do that a lot. It's like squirrel. So what we post on our daily posts is, you know, personal development, recognition posts. I do extra workout posts. And like I said, I like to keep people engaged. So say I do an extra workout post. If I post like a video from YouTube, I'll be like, post below when you're done with this. But the ones that I really, really like are like those alphabet ones. And I've done ones that I'm like, post your favorite cheat meal, like that cheat meal food. And the next person after you has to, like, say somebody loves pizza. Okay, so the person that comments after them, they have to do the workout that corresponds to the word pizza, you know what I mean? And then they comment with their next thing, and it just keeps going on and going on. And because they have those accountability partners, they're always tagging somebody too. What other kinds of posts do we do? Just inspirational ones. I don't know. If any of you guys are in here, speak up about what types of posts we do, because I'm blanking out. Let's see here. Do I run free groups? Yes, I do. Typically, I run one per month. And so I go by a schedule. I've also done a team call on this. And it's basically, I have the same schedule every single month. I'm looking at my calendar right now. So my challenge groups, like I said, start the first Monday of the month. My free group then will start the second Monday of the month. So that way, I'm advertising for my challenge group. Once my challenge group starts, I advertise for my free group. Start getting new people into there. Jesus, I can't talk. And then my free group will run. I just need to stop. My free group will run the second week of the month. And then following that, I will start inviting people to my challenge group sneak peek, which starts the third Monday of the month. And then for the last 2 weeks of the month, I'm inviting to that. And I also run, like currently right now, I'm running a 3-day coaching sneak peek too. So I'm always having something to invite to, and that's very, very helpful with keeping me on a schedule and always having something to invite. Christine, do you require my challengers to have Shakeology to stay in the challenges? Yes, I do. Simple. Do I do both free challenge groups that require Shako and challenge? Yeah, so I run free groups, not free full challenge groups, but I do run, like I said, just free. I usually only do 5 days. That's tops. Maybe 7 if they're lucky. Do I ever run a program-specific group? No. I mean, I have. Okay, so you're asking for Core de Force. I'm so fucking pumped for that program. I loved Les Mills Combat. Like, I loved it. I had such amazing results. My side abs, holy fuck, guys. It was like that program just transformed me. And so I'm really, really excited that they have finally, they're coming out with like another program that's just like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized there's kids around. But sorry, I'm a mom and I still can't get that under control. But yeah, I have done test groups before, but typically running test groups never works out because it's just like there are so many people, like my groups are just so engaging that I almost feel bad not putting people in there. And a lot of the people that want to try a new program when it comes out, they're my normal challengers that would be in that other group. So I'd have to take them out to put them in a separate one. It makes double the work for me. So I always just do. I mean, like I've done test groups for, I don't even think I did one for Country Heat. Like I had Turn Up the Heat last month. That was a test group, but it was also in conjunction, like it was the same thing as my regular 30-day group. I have done a size one in the past, and I ended up just adding, like in the last week or two, I just added up adding those people to my regular group just because it was so much more active. And I feel like it's a disadvantage to them if they're not in an active group. Before I had other coaches in there doing posts, and I run everybody through the exact same 30 days. Yes. So like I said, I had 3 or 4 scripts that I used, and I got to the point where I was just so sick of them. And if I was sick of them, all of my continuing challengers were sick of them. So for a while, I was just doing them myself. And then I'm like, first of all, how am I teaching my coaches leadership skills if I'm just doing everything myself? So I started asking my coaches, who were very, like, they love doing it. And I mean, I hope they do at least. But they're very receptive to doing their own posts. They get to put their own flair on things. And it brings different kinds of life and different kinds of personalities into the group. And I think it works out very, very well. If you don't have enough challengers to run your own groups, run them with another coach. That's what I did for a long time. And if you're hopping on after I started on this call, like I said, I didn't have this many challengers when I started, not even close. But I did notice that when I started running my own groups rather than relying on the groups that Julie was running, I started to become a leader more. I started to engage in my groups more. So I highly, highly suggest teaming up with another coach to run your own groups. If you're a brand new coach, new to Facebook, what time frame do you suggest to start a challenge group? That kind of just goes back to that last question. Team up with another coach. I would say, you want people to order. I usually give people like a week deadline before they have to get into the group, but I also add people in throughout the month as well. And it basically just maybe start off with a free group. So advertise for a free group for a week, do the free group, and then same thing as I do. Once that free group ends, start advertising for your challenge group, start inviting to that, and then 2 weeks after you start inviting to that, start it. So like 3 to 4 weeks, I would say, especially if you're running it with another coach. And yes, like Julie said, you only need one person to run a group. That is very, very true. Lots of us have run them with next to no people. You're not going to ever build a community if you don't start. So you have to just do it. Do you find shy people or ones who don't want to post get intimidated? My challengers won't post. How did you get them to start? This is what's awesome about my groups is that because they're so engaging and because there are people who are not afraid to post those type of things, because other people are posting things, other people feel more comfortable too. They might not at first, and I actually have a lot of challengers that they'll watch in the group and they don't post, but they're still watching. They're still being motivated. They're still being inspired. And that's why I also suggest, I forgot to mention this, I always make sure that I check in one-on-one with my challengers at least once a week through Facebook Messenger just to get in touch with them and see how everything is going. So I highly suggest doing that. And when you do that, when you reach out to them, ask them what's going on. And getting them to start also, I mean, like I said, people are motivated by winning something. That's how I am. That's how I started really getting my challengers engaged, because they're like, oh, if I post that, I get these points. That really does ignite a fire in some people. Stacy, thank you. So some of the things that we post, past week's successes, challenges, goals. So see what I mean? We're grooming our challengers to become coaches, and a lot of our challengers do become coaches because they get so engulfed into the community because it's freaking kick-ass. Andrea, yes, Mercury. If you guys don't know what Mercury in retrograde means, look it up, because it's fucking got me this month, like bad. I can't talk at all. Maureen, I love you. Are you sure that's not wine? Dicey, come on. Yes, I'm sure. Maybe. Let's see here. I'll tag in the live video I did. Okay, yeah. Is that for Core de Force, Aaron? Cool. I guess I didn't need to give you a thumbs up because you can actually hear me, but oh, good. All right. I've been a coach for all of 2 weeks now. I'm introverted, but I'm overcoming it. I started handing out business cards at work. I may start my first challenge group soon. If I only do get one person, that will be one person I didn't have before. Heck yeah, Francis. That's the way to, like, that's the exact attitude you have to have when you start coaching, is even if you just make a difference in one person's life, how amazing is that? That's what you need to hold on to in order to keep going, because all of us coaches, regardless of where you're at, we all start at zero. We all start at 0 points at the beginning of the month, every single freaking month. And believe me, we all get anxious about it. But if you're helping somebody, if you're continuing to just, I mean, like, hello, this is awesome. But aside from that, it's just getting messages from people saying, thank you for making a difference. I just got a message from a girl today on Instagram who was like, thank you for re-inspiring me. I am 7 months postpartum and I just, I'm still in maternity clothes. She's like, but you are inspiring me to make a change now. Like, those kind of messages, even if I don't benefit at all from it, that's what you guys are doing by being a coach. And that's what you have to hold on to. And also, if you have that right attitude and you're doing your personal development, which will help you have that attitude, if you have that attitude, things will actually change in your business as well. I'm mainly working in an ongoing group. Yeah, I don't do ongoing groups. I find them interesting, but I really love the whole idea of having a fresh month, having a fresh start. That's why I do it like that. And that's, I mean, like, I can't even tell you how many people are just like, oh yeah, fresh new group. That's when they want to get in. It's because it's like that whole Monday mentality, except it's like a new month. It's like even more than a Monday. Where can I find the previous call? There is a team call file in Pure Synergy Coaches. It's literally weekly team calls. I think it is maybe. And all of our past calls are logged in there, so you can definitely find it that way. Yeah, fucking Mercury is right. My first challenge group is a flop. Happens to us all, believe me. It's literally happened to all of us, myself multiple times. Once again, seriously, Mercury. You can tell we're all just, it ends on September 22nd, so maybe I'll be able to talk after that properly. I think the ongoing group is more of a guy thing. Well, it could be, but it might not be too. I mean, like, I know Julie has an ongoing group. I think Tatiana has an ongoing group. It's all in the way that you run it. Let's see here. Mercury is making my toddler cry. My toddlers are cry every day. All right. So does anybody else have anything to add? Oh yeah, Julie, she was a shitty challenger. She hated being in challenge groups, totally true. And that's, I mean, like, Julie and I were both good coaches, but we are so different too. And like, I rock at challenge groups. Julie sucked at challenge groups for a long time. And it's just because, like, she didn't need that. Like, I don't need to be able to post every day in order to, stay motivated myself, but I do really love the community. And if you guys see, like, my beautiful illumination here, it's because of this community and this community of support. And it's my coaches last year, which many of them were discount coaches that just love my challenge groups. They all pulled together and got me a ring light just because of the difference that I made in their lives. So once again, it's like, remember, I mean, you don't have to do it for the gifts. The gifts are nice sometimes, but like, it's because you're actually making a difference in their lives. I freaking love challenge groups. I'm a posting fiend. There you go. That's perfect. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to mention. So with my point system, I have added things differently over the many months I've been doing this. And just a little tip that I have for you guys if you're going to start doing this point system. And I want to say that there's, like, I think I can actually like post a visual for my point system just so you guys have it. But I don't like people's posts until I add those points. So I will comment on people's posts, and but I literally will not click the like button until I add that point. So what I do is I actually search my challenger's name in the search box, and I'll go through all their posts like that. That way I just get, you know, like otherwise it would just be mass chaos just trying to add all of those points together all the time. Does anybody else have any questions? Anything to add? Okay, my lipstick is on point. Thank you. I love this lip color. It's just perfect. Anyways, all right, so that's all I have for you guys tonight. I will post the replay to this as soon as I can, which is not going to take very long because I'm usually pretty on top of that. And I hope you all have a fantastic night. And this is what I wanted to tell you to do, is make sure you go back and watch that challenge group sneak peek. Set a date for your sneak peek. Start running it for you don't have to run it for 2 weeks, but run your challenge group sneak peek and then run a challenge group with your point system and kick some ass. All right? Thumbs up. Hope you guys all have a fantastic night, and that's it. Bye.